So your contention is your rent should be free because you lost your job and haven't found a new job.
But the thing is I gave them because I'm subsidizing. I gave Kim Bailey and Kathy my paperwork stating that I got fired. I put it in writing that I, lost my job. So I shouldn't even had been charged.
Your rent should have been zero because you're subsidized.
Am I, I'm subsidized.
All right, well, let's ask your financial advisor to stay quiet in the background. That isn't clear that you automatically get free rent for 6 or 8 months because you lose your job.
Today we are in the courtroom of Judge Middleton, with a contentious landlord-tenant dispute. At the heart of the matter stands a female defendant whose entitlement knows no bounds. Having lost her job, this Karen believes that she is exempt from the standard obligation to pay rent, despite already benefiting from a significantly reduced rate. With her rent subsidized to a mere $245 per month, which is $500 below the previous tenant's rate, so it is clear that the landlord is getting the short end of the stick here. Despite having this huge discounted rate, and to add insult to injury, she has refused to uphold her end of the agreement. Not making a single payment since she got fired in August, this is over 6 months now that this has been going on. Will the judge have to issue an eviction order to get the message through to this entitled Karen?
All right, next we have Selena Robinson. Miss Robinson, can you hear me?
Yes.
I'm Judge Middleton. I'm here at the courthouse in Centerville. Mr. Nicholas Spiegel is here on behalf of your landlord, Enchanted Glen. The file number here is 231995. Now, we did this a couple of years ago, 2019 or so. This is a new case, and the rules have changed a little bit since we were last here. So I need to advise you of some things. As a defendant in a landlord-tenant proceeding, including non-payment of rent, which is what this is, you have the following legal rights. You have the right to obtain counsel for representation in this matter. If you cannot afford an attorney, a legal aid attorney may be available to help you. Meg Bauer from Legal Aid is here with us this morning. She's consulting with another client, but she'll be with us before we finish.
Okay.
You have a right to have the matter heard here in St. Joseph County where the property is. You have a right to demand a jury trial. If you want a jury trial, you must tell the court here at this first appearance or make the demand in writing within 5 days. You can use the state form MC-22 and file it with the court with a $50 jury demand filing fee or make the demand within 5 days explaining your right to a jury. But if you cannot afford that, you may ask for a fee waiver, which the court could address. If your landlord has asked for you to be evicted from a residential property because you haven't paid rent, you may be able to get assistance from the Michigan Department of Health and Human Services, a local coordinated entry agency, and frankly, I don't know what that is, but we do have a housing assessment and resource agency, which is Neighborhood Inc. Or if you're a veteran, you may be eligible for a federal help for veterans program. And we sent you that information to you in the original summons. You do not need a judgment against you to receive help from the places listed above. Copy of the summons and complaint are sufficient. You may be able to reach an agreement with your landlord if both parties are interested by going through mediation. If both parties are interested in mediation, the court can make that referral. If the parties are able to reach an agreement, which would mean the case would get dismissed, you use a form called a conditional order of dismissal. The court will provide you with that form if necessary. Now, this is a demand for non-payment of rent. Here, rent is alleged to be $274. Mr. Spiegel, what's the status here?
Your Honor, current rent owing through the end of February would be $2,117. $2,258 inclusive of $258.55 of court costs. So the rent only, I guess to be clear, would be $1,859.03. We did also seek a money judgment, but again, no judgments being will be issued today. So I'm just going to hold off on that part, I suppose.
Ms. Robinson, have you asked for any financial assistance from any agency?
Yeah, I have. But the thing is I gave them my, because I'm subsidizing. I gave Kim Bailey and Kathy my paperwork stating that I got fired. I put it in writing that I, lost my job. So I shouldn't even had been charged.
Should be zero.
Yeah, because I'm
As of what
subsidizing.
date, ma'am?
Well, it was the 24th of August. I lost my job on the 22nd of August. I got the paperwork right here. And then the 24th, I went in there, gave them a paper, wrote a statement on a piece of paper that I lost my job. And I think it was, I don't know, Kathy was there and some other lady.
But your rent should have been zero because you're subsidized.
Am I, I'm subsidized.
All right, well, let's ask your financial advisor to stay quiet in the background. That isn't clear that you automatically get free rent for 6 or 8 months because you lose your job. There may be a situation where you need to be recertified and recalculate. Your rent was only $274, which is already subsidized. The last lady was paying $770, and yours was only $274. So I don't know if it makes your rent zero. And also, there are lots of jobs out there. Have you been able to find a new job since then?
No, I live in Colin and I have no vehicle, so it's kind of hard. I've been, babysitting here and there.
Who else lives there?
With me? Nobody.
Yeah, sorry. So you're the only one on the lease?
Yeah.
Mr. Spiegel, your manager isn't here today, so we don't know exactly what the story is. Do you have any information about that she contends she should have been recertified and her rent calculated down?
Unfortunately, I can't really speak to that, Your Honor. I'll obviously try and get a hold of my people after this hearing and say that's a defense that's being asserted and see what they have to say about it, I suppose.
All right. I'm going to ask you to stick around, Ms. Robinson, and have you also consult with legal aid. But right now, the allegation is you owe $1,859 in rent. You haven't paid any rent since August. And that's August, September, October, November, December, January, February, 7 months, plus court costs. So your contention is your rent should be free because you lost your job and haven't found a new job.
Not necessarily free, but I'm subsidizing. Yeah.
Yes. Well, it's already subsidized. It's $500 or $600 less than market rate, but I don't know enough about it to know whether you're entitled to a recertification, and if there is a recertification, what the amount would be. So let's just assume you're entitled to a recertification, and this is cut in half. And I say you owe $1,000. You'd have 10 days to pay the $1,000, or you'd be subject to being evicted. And so it's also important that you may seek some emergency financial assistance. Have you done any of that?
I contacted my caseworker, whatever, and I explained to her what was, the situation with the renter and subsidizing. So this is why I'm in court.
Are your caseworkers at DHS?
Yes, sir.
All right. Well, there are a lot of answers we don't know the question to, but ultimately you're going to owe something. Yeah, I don't think this is going to get all zeroed out.
Yeah, in my experience, Your Honor, even very highly subsidized, I think I've seen it maybe as low as like $25, but I don't think I've ever seen a zero.
It was 15. My rent was $15.
Well, I've seen zero. The eviction case we had that took a year, that lady's rent was zero at Enchanted Glen. But there'll be court costs and other things that will be due. So at any rate, Ms. Robinson, you could A, use some legal advice, and B, seek some financial aid. Obviously, they've got a waiting list of other people that are waiting to move in there. And when they go 7 months without getting any rent, plus they have to hire a lawyer, it problems for them. All right, I'm going to continue this to February 16th at 11:10. Ms. Bauer, this is Selena Robinson. The file number here is 231998. Ms. Robinson has not paid any rent since August. Her contention is that she lost her employment in August and she notified management of that and believes there should be some sort of recertification or something. No one is here from Enchanted Glen to shed any light on this. And so we've continued the matter for a week as required, but I think she could use some legal consultation with you. Ms. Robinson, are you agreeable to talking to Ms. Bauer from Legal Aid about this?
Yeah.
All right. I will see you by Zoom like this once again next Friday at 11:10.
Okay. Yeah. It's the same.
So you're going to talk to legal aid. You should also consult with your caseworker about this. I don't know whether you're entitled to a recalculation or not, but if you are, it could change the amount.
Well, my caseworker said that I had to have eviction notice and court date for them to even help me.
Yes, they keep telling people that. Well, you're about to get one. You're about to get a dollar amount and a date. But other judges are struggling with this too. The law says you don't need it. All you need is the summons and complaint. But the caseworker keeps saying you need an eviction. So we're going to try to figure out how much you owe, whether their figure is accurate. I don't know. But as I said, our assumption is you're going to owe something. Where were you working?
Village Market.
Oh, so it was right in Colon.
Yes.
All right. I'll let you consult with Ms. Bauer, and I'll see you next Friday at 11:10.
All comments, viewpoints, interpretations, and insights expressed in this video are for education and entertainment purposes. All individuals featured in the video are to be presumed innocent until proven guilty in a court of law. Please do not attempt to contact, locate, or engage with any individuals featured in the video.